first things first, I just want to get in this video and I just want to say thank you guys for 13 subscribers. That means so much to me. I mean, that makes me so happy just even to say that 13 people subscribe and want to hear me continue to talk. I think that's amazing. My first step forward, I had to realize that this image I have in my mind, or whatever you have in your mind, it doesn't have to stay in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You have to put that first step forward and speak it. You know what I'm saying? So in order for something to really sprout, I think you need both the mind and the mouth. You need to start, be able to think about it so you can speak about it. And when you're speaking about it, you can be able to speak it into existence. I think the best thing you can look at it is like, it's good that their thoughts aren't in your head. You know what I'm saying? But you know whose thoughts are in your head? Your thoughts are in your head, And your thoughts are in your head for the rest of your own time. You know what I'm saying? For however long you live, your thoughts are in your head. So why not keep it as only those thoughts in your head? And the reason why I'm so excited for 13 subscribers is because that's better than when I had 3 subscribers. And 3 is better than when I had 0, And 0 subs is still better than when I had the video in my drafts, but I wasn't even trying to post it. I was scared to post it, I think all that matters is that I took the first step, you know what I'm saying? Because that's why I think the 0 subs with the video posted compared to 0 subs and no video posted at all is better. And it's like if you know that you're living with this person who's yourself in your head, you know what I'm saying? Why not make it a good living space, And I think the best way to make it a good living space is by just looking at your mind space or your brain or your thought process as a studio apartment, Because you can take the first step either way. It doesn't matter if it's the first step backwards or the first step is left, right, front, you know what I'm saying? I think as long as you're taking the front step, because if you take the first step, you're still ahead of, if you take the first step and your first step is backwards, you're still ahead of when you just were stuck at the starting line, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a really a life lesson in itself. In a studio apartment, obviously you only have one bed, one bath, So it's hard to kind of grow or have multiple. It's like, how are you going to have a studio apartment and other people live in the apartment? You don't want to leave yourself stuck at the starting line. I think you just want, sometimes you got to take the first step and see where it'll take you. That first step could be behind you, could be left, right, like I said, But just take that first step and you'll grow, Life is about growth, So just, that's what I think life is really about. You want to really grow and grow and thrive in your failures and in your wins as well. You go from the level 1, which is the man, I want to do this, to level 2, which is the I really want to do this. So what's next? Sometimes we let other people's thoughts and opinions live in our head rent free. We're just living in our head unnecessarily. We don't really need to have these people's thoughts and opinions in our head. Everyone has their own problems, their own wins, their own struggles, their own days. One of my good friends, Judah, he made this quote where he was saying, I don't know where I'm going, but I know it's the right way. And that's kind of the same kind of emphasis, the same type thing as putting your front step forward, Because, like I said before, the front step could be behind you. But as long as you're going forward, you can realize that it's better than staying at the starting line, And the third step of this process, or my process, was like I said, putting the action behind the words, but the result of putting action behind my words. You don't need to add another set of, but if this happens, what will I do? Or what will he do? What will she do? You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. Just be you, It's easier said than done, but I feel like it's it might just get really mean and start evicting people, Because these people really aren't providing any benefit, I'm just excited for many things that God has in store. Whatever that is, I'm just excited for the ride, I just want to trust, I hope you guys are all doing well. First day class, for all y'all who are starting class this year, or maybe this week or whatnot, I hope y'all continue to have a great semester, great semesters, and just, I hope it's great, I guess best way to look at it is say you're growing a batch of flowers, Obviously, it'd be easier to focus on one flower, and help one flower grow, nurture one flower, compared to focusing on a batch of flowers. Just focusing on trying to tend to every single flower. Think of it as that. If you're trying to tend to every single person's thoughts, it's just not going to work. Just like living in a studio apartment with many people, it's not going to work. It's like cooking and you have other people in your pie, it's not going to work. Just do what works. I think keeping yourself in your living space is what works. People should try to aim to be a person of action. And when I think of a person of action, I think of a person who has their actions kind of follow them wherever they go. They can be outside the room, their actions are still in that room. You know what I'm saying? So people kind of get the whole entire, display of them, but without even kind of getting the display. Like your actions should kind of be an example of you or a portrait of you. You know? I had to realize that if I really love this idea of me hitting the backflip, and I want this image to be a real thing, I have to do whatever it takes. You know, and that kind of reminded me of the saying we often say, which is, "Do what you love and love what you do." But I think we should start saying, "Do what you love and love what you do." But also, if you love something, you'll be determined for it. You'll find any way for it, you know? And after having that realization of being determined for whatever it takes, whatever I may be faced with, I realized it wasn't going to be hard, but it wasn't going to be easy, you know? If you were to ask LeBron James, he's not going around telling people that he's a good basketball player, you know what I'm saying? If you were to ask Simone Biles, he's not going around telling people that she's a good gymnast, you know what I'm saying? But I think their actions have already done that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can see what she's done, we can see what he's done, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know their GOAT status, you know what I'm saying? We don't need to, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry, like, or even question that. Like, we can see the acts they've done, the actions they've done, the actions are speaking for them. I think it's the same thing that you should try to be. Not even just you, but we should all try to be that, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of times in today's day and age, wherever you go, like, most people don't really speak the same kind of actions wherever they go, you know what I'm saying? You be one place in school, one place on social media, one place on TikTok, one place on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Like, all kind of 5 different things. And I think, like, your actions should kind of be a portrait of you. Meaning that it's hard to have your actions speak, you know what I'm saying, I guess, for you if they're all, wherever you go, to speak in different frequencies, you know what I'm saying? Or wherever you go, speaking different languages. You know, it's hard to kind of speak one universal language if your actions are, you know what I'm saying, speaking not the same as you, you know? I'm gonna be honest, after the first day of trying this backflip, I had fell on my face. And, you know, I fell on my face. But there's a lesson in that, because at the moment I fell on my face, I got back up and I realized I had 2 options. I thought to myself and realized your first option is you can, 1, get up, go home, realize you're never gonna land this backflip because you just fell on your face. You're not gonna land this backflip. Or 2, come to the realization that, yes, I just fell on my face. Yes, I just failed this backflip, but I'm the closest I've ever been to my goal at this point right now. This failure is the closest I've ever been to that succeeding. You know what I'm saying? To me succeeding at this. Like, I realized that I already fell on my face. The only thing left to do was to succeed. You know? I was watching, what's his name? Profound Pondering the other day. You know what I'm saying? He said a lot of times, like, there's comfort in other people. That's why we usually try, like, to sometimes abandon ourselves, who we truly are. You know, just in order to kind of be, I guess, comfortable with the other people, with everyone else. I think a good example of that is kind of social media and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like people don't really post what they really want to post. I feel like we post like the social norms or what the most common thing to do is. You know, like no one wants to kind of be the outcast. No one wants to kind of try and maybe you'll fail, but try and just no one wants to, I think most people really want to try nowadays. And I'm not saying everyone does, but I'm saying like it's like most people really would rather stand in the crowd and be the 99 compared to be the one who stands out, you know? Just get used to living with yourself, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much like get mean and evict people, but also get used to living with yourself, living comfortably in yourself, make it a good living in your mind space. And I feel like, back to speaking about LeBron James and Simone Biles, I feel like we should all start thinking of yourselves as like Olympic runners, you know? Like you're running a race in the Olympics, but you're not running against anybody else. You're running against yourself, who you were yesterday, who you were 2 months ago, who you were just, no matter who it is, it's against yourself. And I think that's the best way to kind of combat against comparing yourself to others, you know, like, cause when you're not comparing yourself, when you stop comparing yourself to others, you kind of grow and realize that like, it's just you know, it's just you at the end of the day. And when you're not comparing yourself, you kind of realize that you're the best thing you can do is be you. That's what you can get your number 1 goal at, you know what I'm saying? That's what you can be your top place runner at, you know what I'm saying? That's what you can be your PR at. If you're trying to be yourself every day and just trying to grow to be you and grow to find you, then you kind of win, you know what I'm saying? You kind of win each day, you know? And I don't know, I've just been thinking about that a lot, you know? Especially in light of the Olympics. Say a person is very negative and the same person is very positive, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of 2 different states of life. Like when you're very negative and when you're very positive, or just not even just very, but when you're positive and when you're negative, I think that can kind of count as 2 different people as well. So it'd still be hard to even have, you know, 2 versions of yourself living in the one studio or in the one mind space, you know, because obviously someone's gonna have to overpower the other one. Someone's gonna have to leave, and it's not the positive you, you know. So it obviously starts step by step, but it's just a great thing to look at. Like, stop inviting people into your mind space, people who don't need to be there. A quote that ties it all together is really a quote from Marcus Smith Jr. that goes, "Persevere and success is near," which is exactly what happened. Overall, something that reminds me of this, something I'm reminded of when I think about the story is the song that goes, "I fell on my face, got back on my own." That's exactly what I did. I fell on my face, but I got up, got back on my own, got back on my journey to try this, my growth journey. I tried it again. But it's actually crazy how it's already August in the year. And I'm so thankful for 8 months into the year. That's really amazing. And obviously, we all have probably experienced someone who maybe not this year, but maybe like just in general who hasn't made it this year in this time and day. And that's honestly very sad, you know what I'm saying? But I think just stay grateful, because obviously there's, I've said this before, but life is short. So just, life is very short, man. So just, it's short, For example, say if you were to say to a close friend or a peer that you wanted to start something new, you want to try going to the gym, you want to try business, you want to try content creation, whatever it is, just trying a new idea, I feel like, and if they were to say, I don't really know, or, you know what I'm saying, if they were a naysayer about it, that's perfectly fine. You know why? Because it's not their idea, but it's not their goal, it's not their idea, not their dream, it's yours. It's your dream, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't want to impose, or just, you don't want to add the unnecessary opinion on something that you value, that's something you rock with, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of that, And pretty much, so y'all, and pretty much I feel like, I'm really just like basking in the sun and just in the nature. I feel like for me, like I said in the last video, I love like sounds of the earth, where it sounds like the different various sounds of the earth. There's the insects chirping, the insects, whatever the sound would be, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But, it's very fire. I love just all of this. The earth is so beautiful, so just sometimes you gotta give thanks and be like, dang, I'm privileged to be living on this earth and to be blessed and to walking through the day here. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes you gotta walk around and be like, man, I love this place. Like I remember scrolling on TikTok probably about 2 weeks ago, maybe in July, whatever it was. I remember scrolling. I saw TikTok. I saw a quote. The quote was like, "July is the new January." Meaning that you've been blessed with the new, or just a completed 6 months of the year. First half of the year already completed. You've been blessed with that. And meaning that also you've been blessed with like not even just. Because also not everyone gets to make it to the full 12 months, you know what I'm saying? So be thankful that you even did and made it into halfway, And I think also in the term of July and January, it makes you think that you should kind of start using or looking at your calendar year as 6 months and 6 months again, So spend the time of July, August area, spend the time as like a half time, you know what I'm saying? Think of your year as 2, 6 month halves, you know what I'm saying? Like, the first one is obviously the 1 to 6, then the 1 to 6 again. Think of the July time or the August time as in like a halftime or intermission, And when you're thinking like that, I think you can kind of realize what you kind of did well in your first half of the year, first 6 months of the year, I guess from January to June. Think what you did well on that. Think what you kind of didn't do well. Maybe think of some I guess your resolutions that you kept up with and the ones you didn't keep up with. I think you can use the hindsight or the last part of the year as your, as your motivation to keep going with your goals, the goals you maybe even messed up on. It's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? You can still kind of progress with your goals. You can still kind of progress with your goals. You can still kind of progress with your goals. You can still kind of progress with your resolutions, progress with your just plans. You can still progress. Progression is not over for you. You know what I'm saying? You can still progress. That's a really great quote because it just gives perspective into what we're already so familiar with. Like the year being 12 months, but instead of 12, it's actually 6 to 6, which is great. So I think I'll title this video "The Art of Failure Told by a Backflip." I feel like the backflip really is an analogy for failure because you can put your mind to it, you can want this, but unless you really maybe take your first L, you're not really going to learn anything from it. You're not going to earn anything, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have the L, you have the earn, but you need both to really learn. I feel like there's so much to learn in life. The other day, I was watching The Cat in the Hat, Pretty much he had made this point, like, I would never thought I'd get like a quote from The Cat in the Hat. I was watching it, and he said, you can't spell fun without you in the middle, you know what I'm saying? So, meaning it's fun to be yourself and be you. So, like I said, get that gold medal, and gold medal at being you. Run your race against yourself, you know what I'm saying? Wake up and only compare yourself to yesterday, you of yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, only do that, you know? And I think when you do that, you can kind of grow at being yourself, and you kind of realize that you are the golden. You know what I'm saying? You are the gold. You know what I'm saying? You're running for yourself, but you are the gold as well, you know? And that's just amazing. But with that being said,
I thank you guys for watching this.
Hope you guys stay blessed.
It's not stressed.
Peace out. I love you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.